Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 401 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. It is Monday, July 14th, 2025, and welcome to my world. All right, I am tired. Yes, you can probably tell that just by looking at me. So we did not meet our sales goal yesterday, but we came closer than we have in a week to almost hitting it. So that was, I'm going to take that as a mini win. Yeah. Um, the shipping is done. Everything is reset to 0. And I'm going to call out everybody that's been resetting to 0 because what I'm about to say is very applicable to these folks. All right. It is Jill of Rusted Truck Relics, Jason the Santee Swapper, Judith R., Pam of Whimsy and Such, Becky of Becky Consigns, Lee of Lee Phillips 4191, Vanessa the Diabetic Reseller, and Mr. C Chats and Molly. Good job, guys. All right. I hope you're all doing it. I'm sure you are. But if you've made the mistake of falling off or not doing it, guess what? I have been looking at mistakes as just an insane opportunity lately. And I've talked about before, like looking at the mistakes we make and learning from them, or looking at them with curiosity and figuring out like what went wrong and what we're going to do differently next time. And, kind of what caused it to go wrong. Not easy, not easy. None of this stuff I talk about is particularly easy, but, yeah, so I had a week last week. I did make a couple mistakes last week, business wise, and didn't hit all of the things I wanted to do. And, instead of beating myself up, what I decided to do was take my own advice and look back with curiosity, figure out why it happened, like kind of where I fell short. Sometimes it's something so simple, like if you're time blocking, not setting your timer. No, Vanessa, I did set my timer. That was not where I fell short. Taking a break in the middle of the day was where I fell short. And, figuring out why did I feel like I needed to take that break? What caused me not to get back to work? Why was I shifting my time block so late? And sometimes it's like the simplest little thing when we look back. It takes a little bit of courage to go ahead and look back and, look at what you're not happy with what you did, or maybe made an unintentional mistake. Like I made another mistake where I didn't check to make sure something was in inventory last week before accepting an offer, which for those of you that sell on eBay, know it's kind of a big deal because your account gets hit and you can only get a certain percentage. And that was a mistake. I've made that mistake repeatedly. I know how I'm fixing it. And I know why I did it, because I was in a hurry. I was rushing. I wasn't using the allotted time block for my admin time to double check that. And I'm going to do that going forward. I mean, that's a simple one, but most of our solutions for the mistakes we make are pretty much that simple. Let's say we fell off of resetting to 0 and we haven't done it in a couple weeks, or we haven't done it in 2 weeks, 2 months, a year. You haven't done it. It's something you want to do. Hey, guess what? You have an awesome opportunity right in this moment to look back and say, all right, why did I stop doing this? What happened? What was it? Did my nighttime routine change? Did I start checking like my texts or my Facebook notifications earlier and I got off track? And you can remember how it felt. I mean, this is a really easy easy example, but it's one I think all of us can relate to. What exactly something changed where you stopped doing it. You had all the success and things were good and you stopped doing the things you were doing all along to make your, future self happy and thankful and organized, and you just kind of fell off the wagon. Why? Maybe you forgot how good it felt. But guess what? This is an insane opportunity when something like this happens, because you can look and you can say, all right, this is why it happened. This is what I can do to prevent it next time. Maybe it's a sticky note. Maybe it's a Google Calendar reminder. Maybe it's a task reminder. Maybe it is, your partner's job to check in. Maybe it is stacking that habit. For me, I stacked the habit of doing reflection, stacked the habits of doing reseller reflections, resetting to 0, and doing my time blocking for the next day. So all three of those things are kind of stacked together. They happen around the same time, and that is an effective way that I am doing all those things, because time blocking kept falling off. Time blocking kept falling off. Why did it keep falling off? I don't know, because I just didn't feel like it. I thought, oh, it'll just be easy to do in the morning. Yeah, it's not that bad to do in the morning, but it's so much better to just spend, about a minute and a half when I reset to 0, getting that ready. So, all right, let's think about a mistake you made last week, last year. What are you going to learn from it? And how are you going to do things differently? Because you have an opportunity. A mistake is an absolute opportunity. If that mistake never happened, you wouldn't have that opportunity for growth, right? If you're just all smooth sailing along the way, the first bump you hit is going to be pretty brutal. Hey, but if you have these bumps all along the way and you figure them out, you know what? You can handle anything. All right. I will see you on day 402 of Reseller Reflections. Night, night.